Good Monday morning. I'm about to share with you what I think is the most exciting moment in Jacob's story. And I think the reason that I love it the most is because I've watched it play itself out in people's lives so many times. In my own life, I see it a lot at weekend experiences. I've seen it with people I love. It starts this way, Genesis 32, beginning with verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, the angel, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But Jacob said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And then he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. For you have striven with God and with man and have prevailed." And then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, Why is that? Why is it that you ask me my name?" And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face. And yet my life has been delivered." There are moments in life when God will strip us of everything. And then he will wrestle with us. And inside of that wrestling, we have a choice of what we're going to do with it. Stay the same or leave forever changed. This was one of those pre-incarnate experiences with God. Like Abraham had when he was pleading for Sodom and Gomorrah, this is that moment for Jacob. And it's interesting because he touches his, it says Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. And Jacob said this, he said, "I am not going to let you go until you bless me." And that word bless actually means in Strong's Concordance to kneel. And kneeling is surrender. And it's like Jacob was finally saying, I am all in. I'm not letting you go until I am no longer the same. I am holding on to you until you change me. And his hip had already been put out of joint, so he would forever in the natural walk differently. But now God was about to do in the spiritual what he had just done in the natural. And he said, "What is your name?" And he said, "It's Jacob. It's trickster. It's deceiver. It's supplanter." And he says, "No, that's not your name anymore." Now remember, he had changed Abram's name as well. Abram became Abraham, Sarai became Sarah, father of nations, mother of nations, and now he's about to create the name of a nation in a man who was a deceiver, in a man who was a schemer, in a man who was a trickster. And Jacob grabbed hold of that moment and he would not let it go until he was different. And God changed him in the natural, but now he changed him in the spiritual. He said, "You are no longer Jacob. You are now Israel. Your very name is the name of the nation that I will build to show that I am God." Friends, God will strip us of everything so that we will realize we really have nothing but him. And if we are willing, He can change us both in the natural and in the spiritual so that we are never the same again, because every single one of us, every single one of you listening to the sound of my voice have inside of you a destiny in Israel, a birthing of something that only you can do. And the enemy always wants to abort that. But Jacob would not let him go. Some of you need to wrestle with God and not let go until things are never the same again. But I can tell you this, if you do, He will. People can try to name you. They can try to define you. They can even say you are what your past has said you are. But God says, I have the last word. And I'll name you. Because I know who you are. You are not Jacob. You are not a trickster. That's not who you are. I know who you are. You are Israel. And I have a plan for you. Do not let go. God has gotten you alone so He can change your name, change your destiny. If you will surrender and kneel the posture of your heart to Him completely, He can do with you what He's always desired to do. You are not Jacob. It is not who you are, because I have called you Israel. And I have the last word. Every single